Today's talk is going to be about money being, or power, the root of all evil. Let's get straight into it. To start, let's think about why money was created. Really, money and power go hand in hand because that's the reason it was created. Think about it. If you wanted to have power over another person, that would be the way to do it. Acquire more money. You hear that all the time. However, what they don't tell you is, if you really think about this further, think about if everybody had a house, everybody had a car, everybody was equipped freely with the same exact things that were necessary for them to survive. There would be no need to commit any crimes or to really do harm to another person for one reason. And what would that be? Greed. To feel like you're more powerful than another person. It wouldn't be enough to have the same house or same car as someone. You would want something that looks better or is more expensive so you could feel more powerful, or you could feel like you have more than an individual. You feel more superior, which is why it was created. You don't think that they've had the idea like, why don't everybody just get the same things equally, especially because those things are essential to survive. They have, and they did. They just don't want you to be. Like I said, this whole dynamic of money, of power, is a divide and conquer strategy in itself. And in the process of us with this money, people a lot of times, especially nowadays, go against their own morals, go against their own beliefs, make different sacrifices or do crazy things. Once again, sacrificing your morals and beliefs just to gain it, even if it is for positive benefit. Like for me, for example, I started off stealing with the intention of, feeding me and my sister, because at the time I didn't have enough money to support and buy real food. Even though it was positive intent, I was still corrupting my own original morals and beliefs had I had money, or had I been in a position where I was more comfortable, which led to consequences, me going to jail. But that's for a Testimony Tuesday. My point being, people do a lot of crazy things all the time. Like I remember back in 2013, 2012 kind of era, this was more popular, more heavily spoken, but it was still a thing. People were literally saying, would you slap your mom for $5 million? Would you run over a cat for $1 million? And people were saying they'd do it, replying with memes, like backing up and forth on the cat. And you may think that's funny for the moment, but realistically, like, that's what they bank on, that desensitivity, that desensitization, just to get money, just to do what you want. You see that all the time in real life. People working jobs they don't want, dealing with harassment, dealing with predatory co-workers or bosses or people around them in general, just to achieve, live, or get what they want. And like I said, even if it is with positive intent, this is how deeply rooted and how powerful and evil money is. In addition, when it comes to William Cooper's book, this was stated already, and like I said in my Divide and Conquer Strategies video, the Divide and Conquer strategy, one of them is for us to be dumb, to dumb us down, basically to allow us to have excess junk food for thought, which is a constant barrage of war, sex, and violence in the media. Consumption. They profit off consumption. They profit off us consuming these things, consuming entertainment, consuming these ads, consuming these cookies, these shopping ads all day long, so that we continue to buy and buy and buy without second thought, buying things with no longevity, buying things that do not build us a legacy, buying things that does not generate generational wealth, not teaching one another these things, not teaching people financial literacy, not putting people and helping people to be in better positions. So then we're continuing and creating another long-lasting, lifelong cycle of generational poverty. If people just being stuck in a cycle of working to live, just trying to survive. And that's not what we're here for. And that just builds on my next theory and critical thought and thinking that if money was not to exist and we were to take all of that away, people would be more focused on inside. They would be focused on their own creativity, their own creative endeavors, their own talents, their own unique abilities and passions. And then then build on those and help one another, teach one another. There would be no difference between you using your talents to help someone across the street if they paid you, whether if they're not, as long as they got a service in return to help you or to aid you. Barter. And we do that all the time. We just use money. If somebody is offering a service that we don't like, we quite literally go find someone else that offers the same one, just better quality. And it's the quality that we're looking for, not really, because like I said, if you take away the money, what else is there? Their pure creativity, their pure art, their pure talent. And that's the only thing that you would be able to judge them. Lastly, it's even on congressional record that you're not allowed to have this much money. Like I even say in William Cooper's book about divide and conquer strategies, they put this cap on this money and this stuff so that you are not with them. You quite literally have to become a Freemason or sell your soul to gain this much power, which is why you see it every day. People going crazy, doing crazy things for clout on the internet or just to feel powerful, bullying people. You see reality TV networks like Baddies or Bad Girls Club, all these things that where people are fighting and bickering just to get that attention, just to get that temporary moment of fame, that temporary satisfaction to say, I'm successful or I made it. Very detrimental to us when, like I said, there's even a congressional record, the Huey P. Long record, that states no human should be as poor as 1 times less than the average human makes, and no one should be 300 times as rich as to make what the average human makes. And in that, it literally, $5 million or $500 million? Either way, I'm pretty sure it's 5 million. But if you're making over that much money, they literally say no, it's not allowed. They can't have that. No one is to be too rich or too powerful, and no one is to be too poor. But you see that they break this all the time. The elite, the special high power elite, are the ones that are allowed to be 300 times richer, billionaires, because they hoard money. They hoard that power, that selfishness. And then you see it all the time. People are 1/3 less poor, I guess, or make less income than the average family. You see this with homeless people on thousands, billions of homeless people on the street. And it's increasing in numbers because this world is becoming increasingly unaffordable. But like I said, guys, this is all written. This is put in many places, many times. You see it all the time. There are so many. Why do you think with celebrities, there are so many talented people that either you've met, you've seen online, that are not getting nearly as much credit or nearly as much money or nearly as much power or recognition? Because it's systematic. It's only certain people allowed to reach certain levels of fame, certain power, certain amounts of money. And if you aren't doing what they want, you're not going to be able to get it or obtain it. Which is why, like I said, money and power being the root of all evil. Because if you took all of this away, you would have no choice but for all of us to look at each other as equal and capable human beings, of being creative, of being artistic, of having unique talents and passions that we can use to help and teach one another to build a better world. So like I said, guys, these are things to be aware of for us to open our mind to. Don't, make money, but don't let the money make you. It's not needed. It's about the journey, not the destination. A lot of times you see a lot of celebrities or rich people are still sad or still depressed or even kill themselves or develop drug problems because it doesn't feel that whole. It's usually the people around you or the community that you built or the things that you get out of that money that really last or have that importance, because you can't die with it. So, something to think about. Like always, y'all, if y'all like this video, make sure you comment, like, share, subscribe, comment things you don't know about.